What's up, perps? So, it's Saturday afternoon, early in the afternoon, and I've got to catch up on a couple of videos. I realize I shoot videos erratically, but I shoot them when I can, man. YouTube isn't my day job. Uh, so, here we are. Saturday afternoon, and, well, why not add a little bit of spice to your Saturday afternoon? Or maybe a little bit of pain, depending. So, what we're going to cover, and I've got a couple things I want to cover. I've got to go out and do some work for some folks after a while. But I want to go ahead and knock out a couple videos today. Still mulling over one because it's going to get a bit spicy. But I want to go into Jamie's Law this time. And I skipped one that I'm going to have to bounce back to after this. Hey, I'm human. So I'm going to have to bounce back to it after this. But this is Jamie's Law. And what this is about is online or in-person ammo purchases. So for this episode of Paper Cuts, I did basically like a crossword deal of all kinds of different calibers. 545, 7.62, 45, 308, 30-06, 545, or yeah, I already said 545. 7.62 by 54. Yeah, so we got a bunch of different calibers on this piece. It's just a pretty cool piece. I really like that design. That's definitely going to be one that once I get stuff squared away is going to go into the inventory that I'll be using for my plasma cut sales. So, they're just having a little fun with that. But let's go ahead and do the normal screen share. Hold on, let me take care of one thing first. Let me get rid of that. Oops. Yeah, let me get that. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the normal screen share. Make sure I got the music on this time so you guys can jam out with Mr. Eric July. And let's look at Jamie's Law. Let me stroll back up to the top because I was just breezing through some notes real quick. So this was introduced on 420. You know, I didn't notice that, but that's awfully appropriate because you'd have to be smoking weed to even try to fit this into your head and make it make sense. But hey, they're Democrats. I'd ask what we can expect, but you guys already know what we can expect from them is absolute stupidity. So they're well within their normal operations here. Okay, so this is HR 2715, and I think, let me look. Yes, this has a Senate companion, which is S1237. I mean, why not? I mean, these people are already proven that they're morons in the House, so they might as well share the love in the Senate, because reasons, right? Because the more laws they stack on, eventually they'll find one that a criminal will actually follow, right? I mean, right? Isn't that how this shit works? So to prevent the purchase of ammunition by prohibited purchasers, let's see, House of Representatives, April 20th, 2021. And these are the first idiots to sign on to this. Miss Wasserman Schultz, I believe, introduced this. Mr. Brown, Miss Demings, Debbie Demings, Ted Douche. You're all your normal freaking suspects. Mr. Hank Johnson from Georgia, who thought an island would tip over if we put too many more people on it. That is a caliber of intellect that actually subscribes to these things. Yes, he thought the island of Guam would tip over if we put more Marines on it, and said that, or asked that of an admiral in a congressional hearing, to which the admiral's response was something of the nature of, well, sir, we don't believe that will be an issue. which means he is a lot more patient person than I am, because I would have about lost my entire mind on that one, and asked him if that was a joke or if his staffers were screwing with him when he read the statement, or if he really was that damn stupid. Yeah, I couldn't have fielded that question as easily as that admiral did. Mad props to him. If you actually want to see that video, it is part of the congressional record. You can look it up very easily. Just Google Hank Johnson, Island of Guam. It will pop up. And you too can feel that pain. So let's get into this. This is Jamie's Law, is there what the act may be cited as. Let's see. Section 2, the purpose of this. The purpose of this act is to enhance the background check process in the United States to prevent the purchase of ammunition by individuals prohibited from doing so. They're basically going to treat ammunition like firearms, and you will have to go through a background check to purchase ammunition. Okay. I'm sure you could put ammunition in a slingshot and hurl it at somebody. But understand, the person who already has the firearm, who is a prohibited person, will get their hands on ammunition just like they got their hands on the firearm. Yeah, that's the way these things work. You bunch of absolute mental midgets. So understand, this is not about stopping crime. This is not about improving public safety. This is merely about control, and that's all it is. That's all their gun control shit is. That's why they had to change the name from gun control to common sense gun safety. Realize that was a focus-tested slogan that these asshats use. Because your average normie out there who is not paying attention thinks that common sense gun safety sounds really, really good. And they never dig into what it actually means. It's the reason they can rebrand global warming as climate change, and people never ask questions. Which very much pisses me off that people are that stupid, but hey. Here we are. Okay. So, transfers of firearms and ammunition. In general, Section 922 of Title 18 United States Code is amended by striking Section S. Section S, let me roll back up because Section S is a huge section. And I'm not going to go all the way through it because just damn. So what they want to do is they want to wipe out this entire section of the law, and they want to redesignate Section S or Section T as Section S. Yeah, that's, you guys could pause it and read this crap if you want. So Section T now becomes Section S. So, and this is about the background check system. So they put in here ammunition along with firearms. What they're saying is that you would now have to get a background check for ammunition. This effectively shuts down online purchases of ammunition, which is something that they've been wanting to do for a very long time. And getting into Jamie's Law, I believe, and I could be wrong on this, but a younger guy purchased pistol ammunition from a store. There ended up being an ND. His friend got killed, and now they want background checks on all this ammunition. Yeah. Oh boy. And yeah, I'm using my wife's cup, so it says I'm a cat mom. Hey, it holds coffee. I don't care. I drink it out of my boots. Let's see. So then they come down here. This is about the ammunition being transferred just like a firearm. Let's see. Let me roll down a little bit more. Alright, by striking all that precedes paragraph B and inserting the following, paragraph 1 shall not apply to a transfer between a licensee and another person if, in the case of the firearm, such other person has presented the license or presented the licensee a permit that allows such person to possess or acquire a firearm, was issued not more than 5 years earlier by the state in which the transfer takes place. Slide back down. The law of the state provides that such permit to be issued only after authorized government official has verified the information available to such official does not indicate the person or possession of a firearm by such other person would be a violation of law, or in the case of ammunition transfer, such other person has presented to the licensee a permit that allows yada yada to acquire ammunition or to possess or acquire a firearm was issued not more than 5 years earlier. The state law provides for the permit, and it falls in line with all of their BS. Subparagraph C, by striking, as defined in subsection yada yada, by adding in the following. So then we come down to da 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 da. So all this goes away. And then they're new. Then they designate AA down here. They roll down through here. Was issued not more than 5 years. Law of the state. Da 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 da. And then by adding in at the following, let me get that out of my way for a second. So let's see, we come down here to 7. They add this BS into this. In this subsection, the term chief law enforcement officer means the chief of police, sheriff, or equivalent officer. T1A, which is what they're changing, shall be unlawful for any person who is not a licensed importer, licensed manufacturer, licensed dealer to transfer ammunition to any other person who is not so licensed unless the licensee, licensed importer, licensed manufacturer, dealer has first taken possession of the ammunition for the purpose of complying with subsection S, which would be like I'm selling ammunition to another person and I have to go to an FFL to sell that person or transfer that person the ammunition. That could also be just me giving someone a box of ammunition. No money has changed hands. It's a buddy of mine. Hey, here's the box of whatever. Yeah, we'd have to go to an FFL for that to be a legal option. You guys getting sick of this kind of crap yet? And if you think this stuff won't pass, look at this omnibus crime bill that they just passed with all the gun control stuff added into the Violence Against Women Act. And that is going to be signed by our fearless leader at the first opportunity. So yes, if you think this stuff won't pass outright, in some cases you can be right. But they will jam it into another omnibus crime bill or some shit like that, and they will pass it. Yep. These people are so underhanded. Now, as usual, our rulers, they're not representatives anymore, they give themselves the carve out. because it's up here. Let me roll back up just so you guys can see. See. Check my work. Paragraph 1 shall not apply to a law enforcement agency or law enforcement officer, armed private security professional, member of the armed forces, to the extent the officer, professional, member is acting in the course and scope of employment and official duties. Shall not apply to a transfer that is a loan or bona fide gift between spouses, domestic partners, between parents and children, between siblings, between aunts, uncles, their nieces and nephews, or between grandparents and their grandchildren. Yes, if you went to the range and handed your buddy a box of ammunition, you are a felon. What was the statement I made on that one video? Yeah, if you actually agree with some of this shit, go to your kitchen, find the biggest, heaviest frying pan you have, and just beat yourself all around the face until you pass out, or you can have a logical thought. Yeah, if you agree with this or you see any sense in this, please refer to said statement and go ahead and carry that out. I am pretty sure that if you can't carry that out on your own, say you didn't have arms or hands or some shit like that, there would be people that would be willing to do said operation for you. YouTube, I am not advocating for violence. I'm saying if the person wanted to, someone else would do it for them. There are people who do not have arms. Some were born that way. Some happen in very tragic accidents. There is that. Alright. Transfer to an executor, administrator, trust, personal representative, or estate by operation of law upon death of another person. Shall not apply to a transfer if the transfer is necessary to prevent imminent death, bodily harm. We've talked about that before. What they're thinking about is somebody who may harm themselves. You could remove their ammunition for them. However, I am willing to bet that if this was to stop harm of somebody because someone was threatening them, if you gave them ammunition, they would try to charge you and put your ass in prison. Because these people are not about self-defense or defense of others. Yeah. Oh, are you guys listening yet? Shall not apply to the transfer if the transferor has no reason to believe the transferee will use or intends to use the ammunition in a crime, or is prohibited from possessing ammunition under state or federal law, and the transfer takes place and the transferee's possession of the ammunition is exclusively at a shooting range or in a shooting gallery or other area designated for the purpose of shooting. So maybe I should back up a little bit. Maybe if you did give your buddy ammunition on a range, you wouldn't be. However, if you shoot at somewhere like I do, I can shoot at my own home, you definitely would be. So, yeah. The only time these people are going to go by the letter of the law they pass is if it is going to screw you. Understand that. If it is something that will actually allow you freedom, like any of this stuff in the NFA that the ATF is currently rewriting in effect, they don't go by the letter of the law. Nope. That's like Beaky the Buzzard back there. Nope. If you don't know who Beaky the Buzzard is, your childhood was seriously deprived. I recommend you go watch Looney Tunes and look my man Beaky up. He is absolutely hysterical. While reasonably necessary for the purpose of hunting, trapping, fishing, transfer. I mean, it's basically the same clause that they write into a lot of their freaking crap. No reason to believe the transferee intends to use ammunition in a place where it is illegal. Has no reason to believe the transferee has reason to believe the transferee will comply with all licensing, hunting and fishing, trapping. while in the presence of the transferor. Notwithstanding any other provision that is in this chapter, the Attorney General may implement this subsection with regulations. The regulations promulgated under this paragraph may not include any provision requiring licensed facilities to transfer in accordance with paragraph 1. They just copy and paste. Oh, there's nothing, no original, which there's thoughts with these bastards anyway, much less original. Regulations under this chapter, requiring a person not licensed under this chapter to keep records of background checks. Gee, thanks. Under this chapter may not include any provision limiting the amount or fee that a licensee may charge to do the transfer. Shall be unlawful for a licensed importer, licensed manufacturer, licensed dealer, to transfer possession of ammunition to another person who is not so licensed, unless the importer, manufacturer, or dealer has provided such other person with a notice of the prohibition under paragraph 1, and such other person has certified, yada yada, has been provided with. So they would have to give you a copy of this crap saying you were informed about it. You got to sign off on it. Your dealer has to say that they actually provided you with a copy of this complete flaming pile of horse shit. Please, God, one of these days, can we get back to the actual Constitution? Can we get back to personal freedoms, personal liberties, personal responsibilities? Will people wake up one day and see that the government is not here to protect you? All the crap that they wrap up in this public safety or greater good is a lie. It is a sham. It is just there to restrict your freedoms. There's a reason, and this is a rant that probably shouldn't be in this right here, but there is a reason that we failed when we gave the education system to the left in this country, probably definitely in the 60s. But it started long before then. It started by having leftist college professors and stuff go in and actually teach. And then the people that they taught became more radical, and then they taught and became more radical, and then they infected all school grades from preschool all the way through high school. That's the only reason you end up with a populace that is so uninformed that they actually will vote for crap like this, or the people that actually want to implement crap like this. It is an absolute failure in this country, what we have done or let be done to the educational system. Yeah. All right, let's see. Let me get, because this one, it keeps going. Nothing in this act or amendment made by this act shall be constructed to authorize the establishment, directly or indirectly, of a national firearms or ammunition registry, interfere with the authority of the state under Section 927 United States Code to enact a law on the same subject matter as this act. This act and amendments made by this act shall take effect 180 days after the enactment of this act. So, and the reason they mention a registry in a bill like this is because they already have other bills to create said registry. They don't have to put it in this bill, it's in another bill. Yeah. 'Tis where we are at. And again, much like with the gun control wrapped up in the VMA, the Violence Against Women Act, they'll slide this in an omnibus bill if they can't get it voted in straight out. Why we actually need a violence against women bill is absolutely insane to me, because last I heard you couldn't beat women. That again, same analogy I use a lot of times. This bill is so stupid. It's my brain just. It's like putting a bad dollar in a Coke machine and it keeps kicking it the hell back out. It just won't take it. It won't read it. That's what bills like this do when they try to enter my brain. It just keeps kicking them back out. It can only absorb such a level of stupidity before it just starts to shut down. Um, and that's where this is at. This needs to be fed into a paper shredder, burnt, and it needs to have its ashes scattered all over Mussolini's grave or some shit, because he would agree with this. Maybe Pol Pot, Hitler. Basically, find any big desperate tyrant that caused the deaths of millions and millions of people. They would agree with this shit. Um, that's how you know that this is some really horrible stuff. So I'm going to end this one here, perps. You guys be cool. Have a good Saturday. Leave me some comments. And I am going to film probably another complete dumpster fire here in a couple of minutes. I'm going to calm down after this one so I don't absolutely lose my shit in the next one. Love you guys. Peace out. Later.